What is going on, guys? My name is Sena and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be all about positioning. I'm going to be explaining to you guys the different types of positions that there are and the best position to hold for each situation. Right before we get into this video though, guys, I just wanted to quickly thank all of you for the support on my last video and on the channel as a whole. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, constantly thanking you guys at the start of each video, but it really is amazing to see all of the support. Last video, I announced that I was doing a 10K Q&A, and I think I was around at 5K when I said that, and now we're at like 7.3K. The growth has been absolutely phenomenal, and I can't thank you guys enough for this. Like I just mentioned, when I hit 10K, I am going to be doing a 10K Q&A, so if that's something that interests you, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Anyways, guys, with that whole spiel out of the way, let's get straight into the topic of today's video. Positioning, in my opinion, is one of the most important aspects of Valorant. I would even go as far as to say that positioning overrides aim in a lot of situations. The positions that you take and the places that you choose to hold have a way bigger impact on your gameplay than you might think. First and foremost, let's talk about the different types of positions that there are. The three types of angles that you can hold are common angles, off angles, and one and done angles. First off, let's talk about common angles. A common angle is an angle that's pretty standard that you'd see a lot of people hold. Here are some examples of common angles. The first example is A and B main of pretty much any map. No matter what map it is, you usually have someone that peeks A main at the start of the round. This is very common and most people expect it, which is why it's called a common angle. If you're peeking sight from heaven, that is also a common angle. Most people will expect someone to be posted heaven. Hell is also a common angle. Usually there'll be a person playing hell, or basically anywhere on site that is commonly cleared is considered a common angle. I think that common angles are good, but they need to be played correctly. Typically, someone playing a common angle should be baiting for someone playing in an off angle. This leads me to my next type of angle, which is off angles. An off angle is an angle that you typically wouldn't see someone hold, and it's something that's unexpected. Going back to the example that I used for the common angle, A main on ascent, an off angle would be if someone was pressed up against the wall on the adjacent side. This is called an off angle because usually you wouldn't expect someone to play there, because if they did, they'd get instantly traded. Off angles are spots that are unfavorable for the person holding, but that's the point because it'll throw off the enemy's crosshair placement entirely. And I think that's the main takeaway from this, that also ties back to my other video that I just made on crosshair placement, because the whole point of off angles is to throw off your enemy's crosshair placement. When a team is pushing A main on ascent, they typically don't really clear this spot. Even in Immortal Radiant lobbies, they typically don't even clear this spot a lot of the times. Off angles are great for agents who can get one quickly and then get out. This includes Jett, Reyna, and Chamber. Now that we know common angles and off angles, let's tie the two together to make a bait setup. We can use the agent who doesn't have a get out of jail free card to be the baiter and hold the common angle. Then we will use the agent who does have a get out of jail free card that can get one and get out quickly to go cross to the other side and hold the off angle. In this example, we'll have Astra be the baiter and we'll have Jett being baited for. When the team is pushing A main, when they peek, the first thing they're going to see is Astra, who is jiggling. What typically ends up happening when someone is jiggling a common angle like this is one of the attackers will push up to a further angle so that they can catch the guy when he re-swings. This is exactly what Astra's goal is and why she's the baiter, because she's baiting the attackers to make this play, where then Jett is able to catch the guy completely off guard who won't even be looking at her. Jett gets one and dashes out, and they both fall back onto site with man advantage. If Astra wasn't there to bait for Jett, they probably would have cleared Jett out a lot easier, and she would have not gotten that value that she would have without Astra. This is why positioning and playing off of your teammates is so powerful. And keep in mind that this advice can help Immortals and Radiants get better. If this advice can help the best of the best in ranked, it can definitely help the people that are struggling to climb out of the lower ranks. Now, I also want to touch on the last type of angle that I haven't mentioned so far, which are one and done angles. One and done angles are pretty similar to off angles, but they're a little bit different. A one and done spot is a common angle that usually only grants you one kill. In other words, it's a spot that people typically clear and only can usually grant you one kill, or maybe two if you're lucky. Now, you're probably listening to me and thinking, well, that sounds terrible. Why would you ever play a spot like that? That's two bad things about it. While one and done spots are the riskiest of the three, I think that they can give you the biggest reward of the three. With off angles, you typically catch one guy off guard, kill him, and then get out. But with one and done spots, you have the potential to get way more than one if they don't clear you. Examples of one and done spots going back to A main would be to the direct right of A main, either on top of the boxes or right next to the door frame. Other good one and done spots that I play a lot are right next to the left side on C Haven and top plat on C Haven. There's also logs on Haven, logs on Ascent. There's a million different one and done spots in Valorant. If you're gonna play a one and done spot, I do think it's important that you are a agent that can get out quickly, like Jett, Reyna, or a Chamber, and also have someone who is baiting for you. If the enemies aren't distracted with someone else, you typically won't get much value out of one and done spots. The thing is about one and done spots is that if you aren't cleared, chances are the rest of the team won't clear you either. Because remember, with off angles, you're just catching someone off guard. You're never really good for more than one with an off angle. But with a one and done spot, if the first guy goes in, doesn't clear you, and doesn't get killed, the rest of the team won't need to clear that because they figure that no one is there. This is an insanely valuable concept called trigger discipline. If someone doesn't clear you and you're playing a one and done angle and you kill the first guy that peeks, you'll more than likely immediately get traded out because it's really hard to get out of that position, even as Jett or Reyna. This is a little bit different with Chamber because Chamber can easily get out of one and done spots, but we're excluding him just for this example. If you apply trigger discipline and don't kill the first guy that enters site after you aren't cleared, chances are the rest of the team won't clear you either because the first guy didn't die. This puts you in a position where they're pushing in sight and you're behind all of them. It's even better if your team can play off you, like you kill 2 or 3 and then someone on heaven or from tree swings out and wipes the rest of them. And those are the 3 main angles in Valorant that I wanted to talk to you guys about. We had common angles, off angles, and one and done spots. Each of them are good in their own ways and they all serve their own unique purpose. Now, the last topic I wanted to talk about in this video is peeker's advantage and distance from angles. I'll put up a picture on screen now to show you guys what I'm talking about when I mean distance from angles. The closer you are to an angle, the easier it is for the other guy to see you first. For example, on B Shower's bind, playing in this little cubby here is typically an unfavorable spot for the defenders. That is if the attacker is smart and decides to peek the angle far and not close. The farther away you are from an angle when you're peeking, the harder it is for the guy who's holding to kill you. And I think this is really important because typically I see a lot of people swinging with their face pressed up to an angle, but all that does is make it so that you're an easier target to hit. When you're right up close to an angle, people are going to see your shoulder way before your head swings out and you're able to see them. This gives them more time to react and less time for you to react. So remember, when you're holding an angle, try to hold it as far away from the wall as possible. And there you have it, guys. That is my informational positioning guide for Valorant. I could sit here for hours and talk about these concepts, but I don't want to get you guys bored, so I just wanted to quickly skim over these topics while giving you guys a lot of good information to take away. My key takeaways for you from this video is to remember these 3 types of angles and how important of a role they each have in making a bait setup with your team. You guys need to understand that Valorant is a game that is built around teamwork, and a team that works together will beat a team that doesn't any day of the week. I hope you guys did enjoy this video and found it helpful in one way or another. I'm sorry if I didn't go in enough detail with a lot of these things. I didn't want to make this video really long, so if you do have any questions about this video, please drop them down in the comment section below. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I will be doing a 10K Q&A, so if you do want to see that, feel free to subscribe down below. If you did enjoy this video or found it helpful, don't forget to drop a like down below and leave me a comment what you think. With all that being said, guys, I just wanted to thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one.
Shawty said she love me like she never knew me. I wish she was sweet like a smoothie. Going on a pie like how she blew me. Shawty said she love me like she never knew me. I wish she was sweet like a smoothie. Going on a pie like how she blew me. I'm so next up.